thinking. Spears moving out across the map, and let's see where the main focus is. Or massive main wood lines. It's just like the heart of everything. It's also going to go ahead and give all this extra vision for Beasty, keep Recon on his side of the map, which will allow this silver tree to start turning online. I don't know how he's going to be able to deal with this. Outpost starting to fire down, and the first Vil gets taken out by the con, maybe? No?
Oh, he lives!
He lives!
Beasty didn't commit, and there are two very low HP villagers right now. Doesn't look like he's going for it though, and in the meantime, Aeroslits is gonna finish. Traders are gonna start to return. I think there's already one that's more than halfway across, and they're bringing in a lot of gold here. 150 each. Wait, that's not just military.
That's villagers. He's planning to try to wall this off. So there's a couple different options. You can obviously drop an outpost or something, but sometimes I'll see players just drop a nice wall segment nice and in the middle of this, and it just makes it to where the trade can't efficiently walk through.
A lot of these economy numbers right now for Beasty. Oh, silver tree. Just don't mind it. It's
just ignore it. Don't worry about it. He
Actually,
just scouts out
like
the northern market. And he is Castle Age, so he's going to have those premium units, even though there's knights on the other side. And all of those traders just need to bring back one more trip, and it might just be more than enough for GG. Or side trade, BC can just reposition right back to the south again on his side of the map, resecure it up with some more towers as well. It could, and it is. There's still a few that looks like they have trying to make their way out. Beasty has imp resources in the bank if those traders would have dropped off. Keeps having more than enough food to age up, doesn't have the gold, and then buys more upgrades, gets more stuff because he needs all this stuff. Woodline starting to be raided, a couple knights getting in. Yeah, and balled up units is exactly what Recon wants with that Mangonel fire, with that mass he hasn't. He's going with the forward keep with it. Recon wants to call game. Recon wants to end this trade, and Mangonel firing down on the range mass. Huge first shot on the Mangonel.
It's gonna be put up. Mangonel gets good shots. Good shots on the crossbows. Main front line from Beasty is going to get completely destroyed. He's going to be aging up with nothing to show for it.
A panic outpost trying to go down. Villagers going down with it. Villagers going down on the backside of Recon's base as well. There's just stuff going down all over the map.
Oh, which is going to be in the front. Trebuchets are probably going to be the only kind. Oh, for him right now. He only has a single relic. And once again, there's only spawned 4 relics on this map. It's a little bit typical for this map to only spawn in with 4 relics. Just getting potentially onto that food economy, but there's still a good backline here from Beasty. But I think the knight numbers are so much in favor of Recon. Oh no, we see Beasty queuing 12 Mangadai. I'm not sure about that. The new Mangadai, I mean, in Imperial Age they're quite good, but these are still really, really strong knights.
And you can just see the main focus for Recon is just taking down these upgraded bombard and placed outposts, and then he can take the fight. He's taken down, I think, 3, 4, maybe 5 of those outposts already.
Melee attack damage upgrades.
Yeah, looks like Recon still has another mass, still sitting on 42 knights. Beasty, he's got 160 total population. He's been struggling to get to max pop. Mangonels will get taken out by Beasty, so great micro there by him, but Knights are just proving that you don't really need the micro for them.
Yeah, it's a continuously just meat grinding it down. Now the Rebaldicans are going to be there, but the Knight count from Recon, it's dropping, and it's dropping really, really fast. He's just not able to keep up with the mass right now. Rebaldicans getting taken down by the hand cannoneers. Triple bombards coming out now. Force him to, and now hand cannoneers are taking position on the wall.
5 bombards now
coming in. Rebaldicans!
Look at those shots, absolutely wiping all of those ranged mass on top of the walls. 6 cannons now for Beasty that are being protected by his cannon outposts.
The value on those Rebaldicans, absolutely insane. Just taking out 20 hand cannoneers just like that.
And all the bombards are going to get taken out here, as it looks like the infantry mass, the Beasty, has disappeared from this front line. Yes, he has a lot of production, but that production half a screen away, it takes a little bit of time for those slower units to get to the front of the fight.
So many production buildings, such a large resource bank. He just invested into Wonder, and he still has more than 20,000 resources right now.
And Recon doesn't even let the Wonder complete before he throws in the towel. What a brawl of the game. Just next to the original TC like we see China do a lot? Or will he try to, you know, maybe drop it a little bit further out?
I think he might want to place it a little bit more safe right now. There aren't really any too great position. Oh! The Shuganu numbers from MarineLord could be really, really dangerous for him. And now Shuganu firing on top of the Knights, firing on top of the Archers. Archers have to be careful here. Villagers
jump inside, well, to allow another spot. Finn, main fight going in. Spear step up to brace for the charge of the Knights. Castle Age has finished. MarineLord stepping up with his army. It's 78-38 right now.
That's going to be really, really scary. Now, the upgrades are going to be coming in. Really important is that the +2 armor finishes. As soon as that finishes, I think he should be able to take the fight now.
The mass from MarineLord wants to take the dive, and does exactly that. Spears, though, stepping back forward. Chuk's circle kiting on back on away, but no upgrades through and available for MarineLord yet as this main engagement's happening. Chuk's just still firing down, just doing exactly what they need to do. The Knights trying to close the gap. There's still a healthy amount alive, still a good amount firing down, but they have spears on top. Spears that won't be alive in this world for long.
Yeah, but the Knight numbers is thinning out, and there's still a plenty of Shuganu out there right now. Knights are chasing the Shuganu. Shuganu being able to kite relatively efficiently here, taking down a lot of the Knights here. HP getting lower and lower on these Knights. Archers are finally able to close the gap, able to take good shots on the Shuganu, but Knights, Spearmen coming in from behind, focusing the Archers initially, now going back onto the Knights. Knights are going to be running into the economy, but no scout with them means that he's not going to have a lot of information as to where to find damage.
From the Barbican as well, they do find all of these vills on the wood line, but again, we're starting to see the vills used as military, used as just an annoyance to do some body blocking, and another Knight gets circled. For these higher elo players who can utilize that bit of range difference. Great spear brace by MarineLord there, able to pick up a few more Knights.
Yeah, these Knights being really, really expensive, but they're still discounted, so it's not the worst here for Vortix.
Not quite able to get one of those Knights, or any of the Knights, and the Knights finding that main wood line as he spotted it earlier once a couple of those got circled, and there's not too many spears here this time to defend up this Knight dive.
And these also aren't crossbows. These are Shuganu, so they don't do that much damage to these Knights. The Knights can do a lot of damage here to the economy from MarineLord. A lot of villagers going down right now. Knights definitely finding their value this time. Now the Spearmen are finally here in order to save the day.
He doesn't get over to it in time, so the Knights at least get through and at least will find a little bit more damage before they fall.
Now Vortix, he's still paying attention to the Spearman army from MarineLord. He's going to be sending his archers after them once again. Waltz did come in here on the side.
This three-pronged attack all together, but Vortix, he was ready for it. Main mass there, here in the middle. The cannon gets taken down by the keep, and the archer and arb mass on the top side is just doing their exact job, just firing off those incendiary arrows and push MarineLord back away.
This is also a little bit of a weakness of the Palace Guards, right? They have one less armor than any other man-at-arm in the game, and now with the incendiary arrows, these archers are actually going to be able to take really good shots against them.
He needs to be so careful with that siege with how many horsemen Vortix has. He's got 55 in queue as well with this.
Yeah, all of them significantly cheaper than normal horsemen. And now the Nest of Beasts, though, are doing their job there. Archers trying to take the fight against Palace Guards. There's some arbalistry in there, but not enough. More in the queue right now for Vortix. And I mean, the horsemen, they're just streaming out. Right now, there's a single ram trying to compete against that keep in the north. And now finally the arbalistry are here. MarineLord has to be really careful with the siege.
That is the main DPS right now, as long as the range mass from Vortix can stay alive.
Double keeps are getting dropped now. Now there are two keeps here from Vortix. Villagers go onto the sacred site in order to delay that even further, or at least to try to stop the decap from happening, trying to take down the rams now. And I mean, even if the rams are gone, it's only a minute. If he's able to hold for just a minute, he can just send his horsemen over there.
He's going all in for it. He's ready.
He has 3 keys right next to it. I probably can't believe that he's not able to take this right now, trying to get the bombard emplacements on it, but the bombard emplacements aren't even going to finish by the time that the sacred site timer finishes. Vortix at the same time, I think he's pulling all of his villagers onto that northern sacred site to make sure that that one is not going down.
And the southern, he's pulling all the boys. This is going to be it. 15 seconds left. All MarineLord needs to do is stall this out for a little bit, but it's going to be so hard to stall, and he forfeits. Vortix with the timing of the sacred sites.
But I mean, you'll be losing a lot of health on your knight, so probably best to avoid it. But it is technically a fight you can win with just the one knight.
Yeah, you are right, and it's very frustrating. And it looks like those Delhi Sultanate peasants just got a little too pissed off, tried to get a surround on that Royal Knight, didn't quite get it, and that Spearman will be chasing that Knight into Forever Zone just because of the amount of tiles that it can actually move through.
Starting to heal up these knights. We see they're already up to a decent number of health. A couple of spears would definitely help out here, as Vortix is already up to 8 horsemen.
Those horsemen getting really antsy, those villagers not liking it too much, but with that 1-1-1 build from French, that's one of those things that you really need to do in order to stop the Delhi and all of the units they make. Vortix, though, just being such a nuisance with these horsemen.
Looks like Vortix will be able to pick off 1 villager. So already some, pretty good value there. Be able to get a huge raid off here. 8 workers. Textiles is in for B, but he doesn't have any army nearby. He's going to look to put on the pressure himself. It looks like he's now going to be falling back. That's definitely going to be a couple dead villagers. Not as many as I initially thought, but still 2, 3. May even be a 4th and a 5th here. It's going to be close. Looks like another one going to be going down. This is some great value right there for Vortix, and does now mean he takes that villager lead. I'm not sure how long that's going to be lasting for, though, as Knights here for B going to be running into the base.
He's really trying to push it here. Knights getting on that wood line, actually getting surrounded a lot of villagers. Make sure those Knights don't get surrounded, however. Spearman finally gets some hits on them. That's a lot of army value down for B.
Yeah, that was a lot of dead Knights right there. And they didn't exactly pick off many workers. So you see they are on an even amount. Vortix does have through textiles, so for Vortix, looks like he's starting to remass, and this may finally be the time where he can capture the second sacred site.
See that big orange blob on the top of that minimap starting to move south, because he's going to see if there's anything that he can really do about it, and I'm not really sure for how many spearmen there are, how many horsemen there are. B doesn't have much in the way of his own spearmen. Army composition looks a lot better for Vortix.
It certainly does. And B, you need to be careful here. That could have been a surround on your knights. Fortunately, he does get away, only losing out on a single knight. He's looking to run in here. 9 Royal Knights on the way. Vortix doesn't have many spears here to deal with this. Same time, Vortix is going to be running into the base of B.
B's trying to go for a good old-fashioned base trade. I just don't think he has enough Knights to really force the issue. Spearmen get a good brace on those horsemen. We'll see if those archers can hold Merlin. They got to keep kiting.
And you got to remember, we got the tower victory in here as well. You know, an extra 20% ranged attack on everything here, apart from the horsemen. It's huge. And now B's army just been completely wiped up. Back in the base, though. Oh, no. So many dead villagers. Vortix, he's going to be losing out on even more. He's taking a good fight against B's army at the moment, but he's losing out on so many workers for it. I'm not sure if this is worth it.
Vortix finally saw it, but the damage was done. That was about 11-ish villagers. I think the worker kill count for B was 4. By the end of that, yeah, his army's going to get wiped out, but for every unit that B kills out of Vortix's army, it's going to be difficult for him to replace. This could be the time, now that the villager count is as bad as it is.
Now that B is ahead in economy, you know, he's got a pretty decent mass now that he should be able to reclaim the central sacred site. As Knights here for B, going to be engaging onto some spears. Vortix may be able to pick off a couple Knights or 2.
been able to get to that deer pad. There was just, he had to migrate all of those villagers and go somewhere else. Right now, they're all on another berry patch a little bit down south.
He's come back to the same spot the last lot were murdered.
Really recover from this just based on the economy that he has. Those spearmen are going to continue getting picked off randomly, and that's the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be fast castle age here for Beasty. And now MarineLord, knowing that Beasty isn't going for that second TC, instead he is the one going to it. Question is gonna be, is Beasty gonna be able to collect any relics here?
Yeah, you can see him all the way on the west side. He snuck out with one villager, and he's walling in the ones that are closest to Beasty. First one has been completely walled that we're seeing here now with the last segment about to be built.
MarineLord is going to be able to stay in feudal age for quite a bit longer, as the French having access to those knights, such a good unit to have as the game goes on. And now Beasty's going to be going up with the Regnitz Cathedral, but his food income is now going to be off of sheep, so...
Yeah, and now you can see that Beasty's trying to go over and burn down these walls. Well, what do you think MarineLord's going to do? It takes a while to burn down these walls. He moves on over with his knights, and horsemen forced right on away.
Yeah, usually this fast castle age play by the HRE, it gets supplemented by the relics. But Beasty not having any, and MarineLord also almost being at a 20 villager lead.
Oh no, the first relic has been brought out, and will it be secured though?
Just so many knights right now, 14 knights out on the field, 4 more in the queue, and Beasty only has 4 knights.
Okay. Just takes a little bit of damage, falls back away. Knight for Beasty correctly diving in on the archers. He desperately needs to thin out that archer mass because that is his only worry with the amount of spears he has. MarineLord taking the fight. These are castle age units on the other side, but he thinks he has enough of a mass to do it. Archer still focusing down the spears, and Knights just being that main damage.
A complete wipe of the military here from Beasty, and now he doesn't have many more units left, and MarineLord, he's almost up to 20 knights. Oh no, the wood line is gonna have to be evacuated now. Beasty won't be able to scale his farms anymore.
Not only the wood line, his whole entire food eco is gone. This is all of his food. It's his berries, which there's only one berry bush left, but all of these farms being idled. MarineLord has all the other food secure on the map. There's no way Beasty can actually mass up military to defend this. A decent mass if he just takes the fight head on, as the archer's not really worth too much anymore. Looks like MarineLord is taking the initial charge in, gets some charge damage in, and then falls back away, as that's where he has chivalry and Beasty does not.
Oh, even more knights coming in. The complete surround potentially from these knights taking the fight. Is this going to be a good fight for MarineLord though? The men-at-arms with the heavy maces aren't doing too badly here, but the surround now coming in. But the men-at-arms proving to be a really good unit here, and now MarineLord actually has to fight back. Now he has to think about the next stage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is one of those that taking the fight was not something he wanted to do. If anything, he should have just run past it into Beasty's eco. Now all these villagers out on the berries need to jump on inside. Maybe this is when he takes it and just dives in with charge damage back and forth over and over again.
Gonna have to be played somewhat like this, but Beasty is also causing a lot of idle time on other resources all around for MarineLord. I think MarineLord is starting to actually get a little bit on the timer, even though he's the one with additional TCs. The Bass from Beasty is just going to be climbing and climbing. He does have the safe food economy under the Archon, and the men-at-arm count. Normally, men-at-arms aren't able to do that much damage to the Knights, but Beasty, with the heavy maces as the HRE, is going to be able to take really, really good engagements against them.
Ooh, but gets a good amount of extra charge damage in here. Knights going for this around. This might just be the cleanup that MarineLord needed for this portion of the military. That being said, Beasty has more reinforcements coming on in, and the Knight number is much lower than it was before this.
And the age up is going to be coming in now for MarineLord.
Beasty still trying to secure his very first relic. Look at MarineLord. He's gonna just take the charge before the upgrade comes through because he doesn't care. He knows he has this fight won. His reinforcements are coming forward, and he just pulls back, and he'll just do the same thing yet again.
He's able to break through that wall. He's not going to be able to bring the relic back. Now Knights are going to be able to completely destroy the army here from Beasty. All the prelates are going to be going down, and right now Beasty, his military count is looking dangerously slim, and there's just not a lot of that he can do right now in this position. Kills in the base from MarineLord, but these Knights are out of position. Oh, he gets in!
The chop through happens. The knights just dive right on through. The archers just help and support on the backside, but this is right on top of the heart of Beasty's eco. All of these farms is what he needs for food, and Beasty, he throws in the towel. MarineLord able to secure the series.